Welcome to the new great game, the economic battle for Central Asia. It's a clash of titans with China and the European Union vying for influence in this strategically important region. Forget tanks and missiles. Today's weapons are trade deals, investments, and infrastructure projects. But who's really winning this high-stakes game? Today, we're crunching the numbers, analyzing the strategies, and uncovering the hidden agendas behind this epic showdown. Central Asia is becoming very important in the world today. This region, often overlooked in the past, is now emerging as a pivotal area in global geopolitics and economics. This region, with countries like Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, is at the heart of global trade and politics. These nations are not only rich in natural resources, but also boast rapidly developing urban centers and infrastructure. For centuries, Central Asia was a bridge between East and West on the famous Silk Road. This ancient network of trade routes facilitated the exchange of goods, culture, and ideas, making it a melting pot of civilizations. Now it's a key region for two major powers, China and the European Union. Both are keenly aware of the strategic importance of Central Asia and are vying for influence through various economic and political initiatives. Both want to invest in Central Asia and increase their influence there. China, with its ambitious Belt and Road initiative, aims to revive the ancient Silk Road by investing heavily in infrastructure projects. The European Union, on the other hand, is focusing on fostering trade relationships and promoting stability in the region. This competition between China and the EU is reshaping the economic landscape of Central Asia, making it a new crossroads of global trade and diplomacy. Central Asia, a region historically known for its Silk Road trade routes, is once again at the center of global commerce. China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is pouring billions into infrastructure projects, aiming to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through a vast network of roads, railways, and ports. This isn't just about trade, it's about geopolitics. China's investment is deepening its influence in the region, providing access to crucial resources and creating new markets for its goods. The ancient Silk Road was a network of trade routes that connected the East and West, facilitating not just commerce, but also cultural exchange. Today, China is reviving this concept with a modern twist. China has a big plan called the Belt and Road Initiative, often abbreviated as BRI. This ambitious project aims to enhance global trade and stimulate economic growth across Asia and beyond. It's a massive project to connect China with the rest of Asia, Europe, and Africa through roads, railways, ports, and other infrastructure. The initiative spans over 60 countries, covering more than 65% of the world's population and about a third of the global GDP. Central Asia is a crucial part of this plan. Historically, this region was a key segment of the ancient Silk Road, and now it is regaining its importance as a transit hub. China is investing billions of dollars in building new transportation routes through Central Asia. These investments are not just limited to railways and roads, but also include airports and logistics hubs. For example, a new railway line now connects China to Europe through Kazakhstan. This railway line is part of the Trans-Caspian International Transport Route, which significantly reduces travel time for goods. This makes it faster and cheaper to transport goods between the two continents. The reduced transportation costs and time are expected to boost trade and economic cooperation between China and Europe. China is also investing heavily in Central Asian energy resources, like oil and gas. These investments are crucial for securing energy supplies for China's rapidly growing economy. This is helping China meet its growing energy needs. The energy projects include not just extraction, but also the construction of pipelines and refineries, ensuring a steady flow of resources. The Belt and Road Initiative is also bringing economic benefits to Central Asian countries. New jobs are being created, and local businesses are getting opportunities to grow. Beyond economics, the initiative is fostering cultural exchange and cooperation. Educational programs, tourism, and people-to-people exchanges are on the rise, bringing the regions closer together. As the Belt and Road Initiative continues to develop, it holds the promise of transforming the economic landscape of the regions it touches. The modern Silk Road is not just about trade, it's about building a more connected and cooperative world. The European Union. A different approach. The European Union is also interested in Central Asia. However, the EU's approach is different from China's. The EU focuses more on sustainable development, good governance, and helping Central Asian countries diversify their economies. The EU provides financial assistance to Central Asian countries to support projects in areas like education, healthcare, and environmental protection. The EU also encourages Central Asian countries to improve their human rights records and strengthen the rule of law. The EU believes that this is important for long-term stability and prosperity in the region. The competition is fierce. China's GDP in Central Asia is currently higher than the EU's, but the EU is catching up. Both sides are pouring billions into the region, jockeying for position and influence. China, leveraging its geographic proximity, massive infrastructure projects, and strong manufacturing base. China's investments in the region are much larger than the EU's. EU, focusing on trade, investment, and fostering closer political ties. The EU's focus on sustainability and good governance is also important for Central Asia's long-term development. Beyond the money, the bigger picture. Central Asia, with its rich tapestry of cultures, landscapes, and people, stands at a crossroads. The economic rivalry between China and the EU in this region has wider implications. It's not just about trade and commerce, but extends to political influence and strategic dominance. This rivalry is not just confined to trade and commerce, but extends to political influence and strategic dominance. The interactions between these leaders symbolize a battleground where these powers vie for control and influence. China's growing influence in the region is changing the geopolitical landscape. Investments in local cricket teams mirror the larger economic aid and development projects China is undertaking in these countries. This growing dependence raises questions about the future autonomy of these nations. Some Central Asian countries are becoming more dependent on China, both economically and politically. This support is visible in the form of investments in local cricket teams, which mirrors the larger economic aid and development projects China is undertaking in these countries. This growing dependence raises questions about the future autonomy of these nations. This is causing concern among some Western countries who are worried about China's growing power. The strategies being developed by Western cricket teams to counter China's dominance on the field are symbolic of the broader geopolitical strategies being employed to check China's rise. These concerns are not unfounded, as China's influence continues to expand. The EU's involvement in Central Asia is partly driven by a desire to counterbalance China's influence and promote European values. European cricket players engaging with Central Asian teams is a reflection of the EU's broader strategy to foster closer ties with these nations. This engagement is aimed at promoting democratic values, human rights, and economic cooperation, which are central to the EU's foreign policy objectives. GDP is just one piece of the puzzle. The real impact of this rivalry goes deeper. Geopolitical implications. Could this competition lead to a new Cold War, with Central Asia becoming a battleground for influence? Environmental impact. Will the focus on development come at the expense of environmental sustainability? Social impact. How will increased trade and investment affect the lives of ordinary people in Central Asia? The choices made by BRICS and the EU will shape the future of Central Asia for decades to come. The future of Central Asia is indeed a balancing act. As the region stands at a crossroads, it is being pulled in different directions by China, the EU, and other global players. The future of Central Asia will depend on how the region manages these competing interests. Central Asian countries will need to find a way to benefit from both Chinese and European investments, while maintaining their independence and sovereignty. This will require skillful diplomacy and a clear vision for the future. The economic battle for Central Asia is far from over, but one thing is certain: the world is watching. Like this video and subscribe for more in-depth analysis on global economic trends. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is the future of Central Asia?